Greetings. In the case that there's going to be a penalty in favor of our team, do you know who's going to kick it? It's going to be Mitrovic or Tadic, or do you going to leave them to set who's going to be the one actually executing it? Well, when it comes to me, I would like to have the one who can score. That's going to be the person who can have it. But one or the other, whomever they're going to be. But the most important thing is to have the ball end up in the net.
Third row, please.
Dobar dan svima, poštovani selektor. Ivan Cvetković, Sportski net.
Sportski net is the media. Are there going to be any changes in the formation of Serbia in comparison to the match against England? Except Filip Kotic, who is injured. There are going to be two changes. I think there are going to be two changes in comparison to the match against England. That's it. Greetings, selector. Dušan Uštević from Telegraph portal. We've seen yesterday on the webpage of the Football Association of Serbia that Dušan Tadić apologized. He had a meeting with you. How does it look all in general? There is nothing special. Maybe that's interesting to you for the media and all of that, but nothing special happened. Whatever he said, he apologized. We are moving on. No, the important thing is to play against Slovenia, and that is the most important match ahead of us. I don't have anything else to add when it comes to that. Greetings, Bojan Marinkovic from Sportal. Can we expect Dušan Tadić in the starting formation? Yes. Another question, if I may. What do you expect in general from Slovenia? What do you think, how they're going to play? Because in conversations with the Slovenian media, it seems that we can conclude that they're not going to head out, whatever that means. Well, I don't know what to expect from Slovenia. Even if they want to, they could not head out. They know that they play in 4-4-2, that's their formation, that they have two players that make the difference in the offensive space, and of course the long balls can be very unpleasant for the opponent, so we have to be very smart in order to try to cut them off, and we are not going to chase each other for 30-40 meters inside of the pitch. I think that is basically the most important arm that they have. They are a very well-organized team, a very tough team. The system that they play, it's not a surprising one, but we have to take care and think about those elements that we have already spoken about. And tonight we are going to have some shorter analysis so that the players will get full information on the opponent that are going to face tomorrow. Lovrencic from TV Slovenia, I believe that you've analyzed the Slovenia-Denmark match and what Serbia played against England. Now that you know everything, are you an optimist ahead of the match against Slovenia? I am. Why would I not be? We are going on the pitch to win this match, regardless of the fact if you like that or not. We believe in our team, we believe in our football, and we are going to do everything that we can to win against Slovenia. That is our goal. So we are not going to go into this match thinking about some other result. No, well, it's going to be a good match, that's for sure. The atmosphere is going to be really a good one. It's going to be a real football atmosphere. There are going to be lots of Slovenians, lots of Serbs, and that's a nice one. That's a nice thing. And I think that that's going to be something that is going to be really a good match. And whomever is going to win is going to pay for the beer after that. And but it's going to be a very good atmosphere. I'm looking forward to play against Slovenia. But our goal, our objective is to win that match. Greetings, selector. From Portal Republika RS. Can you tell us, where is your smile from the face? You're not in such a great mood as ahead of match against Slovenia. Well, I'm not smiling because they're asking for me to scan this thing all the time. Maybe that's something that is making you nervous. So there are no other issues. No other issues. No. Well, every time you're going through the ramp, every time you're going through any sort of the door, I have to scan it. How much do I have to scan this? It's like I'm entering the NASA space station, not the stadium. Well, that's it. You know, the rules are there to be respected. And this is my... my other question was, where is the player of the conference? But here he is. Sorry, I'm late. You can be late. You can be late. We understand you. Something else you asked me. Did you ask me anything more? The selector is asking.
Let's continue. In the meantime,
But you know, that's why I don't have the smile.
Thank you for joining us. Please, there was a question over here.
Selektore, poštovanje, Mario Marić, Portal Telegraf. Gdje ćete naći motivaciju? Kako ćete motivisati?
Where will you find the motivation? How are you going to motivate the players for tomorrow's match, considering that for us this is some sort of a finals? We all know what the victory in this game will bring to us. They are motivated. Unless they play friendly matches, it's very hard to motivate them. Well, it's usual, as in other match. You organize meetings, you tell them what you have to tell them, and that's all. They are aware of the importance of this tournament. This is an European tournament, and it is very nice to be here. And then when you get the chance to do something more, then you need to use it. So when it comes to motivation, you should not be worried about that. They are ready for it, and we can see, based on their training, that that was phenomenal. So they are going to be fully ready to respond to the challenges that come with Slovenia. Greetings, everyone. From Chicha from Sport Club, selector, the head coach, when it comes to this match. And Slovenia in the last one played very well. What do you see? How much can you advance in this match? And actually, I would like to ask Aleksandar, what does he see as the greatest quality in our national team? I think that against the English team, we started playing with lots of respect, too much respect, as they came from another planet. And then, you know, we had it out there playing against a very special team. But you've seen that that should not be like that. And then we've played against them the full match, and that's how we're going to play against Slovenia as well. Well, when it comes to Slovenia, I think that their greatest quality is their teamwork, their team play. I think that against Denmark, they have shown two different half matches. In the first one, they haven't really been too offensive. In the second one, more offensive. And for sure, they have the individual qualities, Špogar, and the ones that can actually score at any given moment. But in general, I don't think there are going to be any sort of surprises. We know everything about them, they know everything about us. So I don't think that there are going to be any sort of surprises. But for sure, according to my opinion, their compact team play, teamwork is by far their greatest quality. Bojan Marinkovic from Sportal. Aleksandar, you've mentioned Nations League. You have scored twice against Slovenia in 2 matches, and they say that they are mostly afraid of you from all of the players in our national team. Are you going to give them even more reasons to be afraid of you? Well, I'd love to. I'd like to give them even more reasons for that feeling. As you've said, we've played twice against them. I think that on both matches we've been the better team. We won the first one 4-1, and then this other one ended 2-2. Although we had scored 2 goals in the beginning, and then they scored 2 goals. We dominated the rest of the match, and we were very close to scoring the third one. But no, the circumstances are different. We're talking about the European competition, European tournament, and I'm sure that both of the teams are going to get into the match with a completely different approach, probably. But I hope that I'm going to be able to score and that we're going to end having a perfect match at the end. But nonetheless, even if I don't score and we still win the match, that would be really great. Stefan Smucha from TBT Sport. As head coach, you said that you're expecting lots of Serb and Slovenian fans. Perhaps 30,000 Serbian fans are going to be. Perhaps in the recent history of sport, not only football, but all of the sports. That's going to be the biggest support for our national team. And how much does that mean to you? On the other hand, you're sad, or actually I want to know if you expect a very hard game with very few goals, or you're expecting an open match with lots of goals. The support from the fans definitely means a lot. And of course, in the previous match, we realized that we've had a really great support, and we'd like to thank them for that. And tomorrow, there are going to be lots of fans, and that is an additional motivation for us. And it is something that presents a responsibility. There is a responsibility against someone that actually watches you, someone that supports you and follows you. We feel this responsibility, and we feel that it's great that the national team is loved, it's supported, it's followed, and we can feel it at every match. And when it comes to the behavior in the pitch and outside the pitch, we should be the best possible example on how we should support and also play for our country, and then also play for our fans, play for our people. And I'm convinced that the atmosphere is going to be excellent. As from the Serbian, so from the Slovenian side as well. And of course, for the Slovenians, it's close by. You know, they have to just drive to Munich a couple of hours. They don't have to take planes, but 4 or 5 hours drive. They stop, get a beer on the way, and then they are in Munich. So there are going to be lots of Slovenians for sure. The other question, where if you're going to expect goals. Well, what's important is for me to win the match. And I don't know, for the betting stations and whatever who likes that, they can go into the number of the goals. But here what you need to do is to be smart, intelligent, to bring the game to the rhythm that you need so that you can dominate and that you can bring the opponent to where you want the opponent to be. And then to score 1, 2, or 3, as many as you can. That is the point of playing football. And then that is the thing that is not easy. Someone who's watching that from a side thinks that it's easy, but that's not easy. But we're going to do all we can that we end up as victors tomorrow.
Patricia Gabor, ARD, German Radio. Mr. Stojkovic, it's not that usual that you have brothers in a national team. Could you please tell us something about the relationship of Vanya and Sergei on the pitch and in general?
Sorry, about relationship of?
Vanya and Sergei?
Vanya and Sergei? Look, they're brothers. Honestly speaking, they fight every day. They don't like each other. It's unbelievable. But they are still in the national team together. That's fantastic. No, I mean, everything is fine, you know. It's very unusual, yes, to have brothers in the national team, in the club, but the national team also. And I'm very, very happy to have them both. Good professionals, personality very good. And yeah, Sergei became father, right? A few months ago.
No, soon, I think, soon he will become second.
But he has one child already, so second is coming. He worked very well this year. And I hope that goalkeeper also should do the same thing like a brother. No, everything is fine about them. Everything is.
Ivan Dragičević, ATV Banja Luka. Hoćete još nešto ili?
From ATV Banja Luka. Did you want to say something? No, I cannot see it from the lights. The question for Aleksandar. We're hoping for some good things. You've said that you know what are the strengths of the Slovenian team, but what do you think there are going to be the weaknesses? You say that they are not going to give too much space to you, the strikers. How are we going to use the space that we might get to? Well, I don't want to go into the details on what are going to be their weaknesses. Maybe we can talk it after the match. And the head coach is saying, please don't go into that. And of course, they're going to have things that they're not going to be great. There are some sort of weaknesses. We're going to try to use the weaknesses. But in general, as I've said, there isn't much to hide. But when it comes to the football, we know everything, who plays, how people play, what they play, and with the analyses that are done. And as I've said already, we know everything about them, they know about us. But of course, there are weaknesses, and we're going to try to use them tomorrow. Nebojša Markovic from RT Balkans. The head coach, a question for you, and then maybe Aleksandar can also get to it. When it comes to the last match against Slovenia, it was 2000 in the European in Euro. It was a very unusual match, and I'd want to know, how does Aleksandar remember this? He was very, very young back then. Well, the first change is that Serbia does not have me in the pitch. I'm kidding, of course. I remember it was 0-3, then 3-3. It was a crazy match. I think that it was one of the best, most attractive, and also most beautiful matches. And Slovenia had a great team. Stojkovic Katanec on the bench. We've had really great players. They found us unprepared, and Mihailovic got the red card. That was even bigger problem for us. And then the miracle happened in the second half. We believed that we can get back, and we managed to get back. Slovenia managed to use this advantage. So at the end, it ended up to be an attractive match. And it is memorable, for sure. Well, I guess those would be some sort of initial memories from the national team, and of course, beautiful memories. And that is when I started following football, and I became interested in football. But I remember it was a phenomenous game. From desperation to admiration. There was a match where everything was in, the goals, and everything changed significantly, and definitely it was one of the best matches in the Euro, and the goals and everything that happened. So for sure that this is something that brings nice memories, and I hope that tomorrow we are going to be able to play a similar match, a good match, and I hope that we're going to be the ones that are going to celebrate tomorrow. And maybe to some kids, this is going to be something that is going to drive their desire for football, and that they're going to remember this match as I remember it from the Euro back in the day. Marko Grbić, football star for Aleksandar Mitrovic. A question: you've done a really great job outside, especially against Sweden. Where do you think that you find it easier for yourself? Do you want to be closer to the goal, or be somewhere else so you can help the team in the organizing the game? When it comes to me, I'd like not to leave the area in front of the goal. 16 meters, but that's where I feel very comfortable. Of course, it depends on the match. It depends on the tactical requirements, as I've mentioned. And I think that in the first position, it was the team. And we tried to do what is requested from us and what co-players ask for me, so that we play in the pitch, that we do defensive play and the support of the team with and without the ball. And for sure that I participate a little bit more in the game, and I was also a little bit behind, but I hope that tomorrow I'm going to be as close to the goal as possible. But it depends on the match, basically. You can plan the match as you would wish, but of course it is a very vibrant thing, and then things change from the moment into moment very rapidly, and you have to adopt, and you have to do whatever is the best for the team. But if you'd ask me, I'd like to attack as much as we can and to keep the ball for 90 minutes and to be constantly attacking. Željko Vučković from Tanjug. the question for Aleksandar. The head coach, the first question was if there's going to be a penalty, who's going to be the executor, Tadic or Mitrovic? He said, it doesn't matter. They just have to make a deal who's going to score and to make sure that they score. Well, I haven't decided since 3.5 years since I've been the head coach. I've never said you're going to be the one who's going to strike, who's going to execute. Maybe I should have done it. I don't know. But I think we really try to weight everything, and we try to discuss with each other to see who's feeling it, and then whenever we would have the right executor, no, it's me. It's easy. Let it be a penalty, and then we can easily agree on who's going to execute it. But in general, if it's going to be two of us, Tadic is going to be the one who's going to execute it. Well, let it be a penalty. He's going to be the one to execute it.
3 more questions. One,
we agree.
Lady, and then over there.
Dušan Uštević, Portal Telegraf, pitanja za Aleksandra. Aleksandre, vi I Tadić godinama...
Aleksandar, you and Tadic, in this age, you represent the axis of Serbian play. It happened that in the match against England, you would go out and Tadic would come, but it also happened in some other matches before that. Was that a reason for nervosism in your face, that we saw in your face when you were coming out of the pitch? And is this something that is that something that is making you happy, the announcement that the coach gave that he's going to be in the starting lineup? Well, I don't want to be the player who's going to be a substitute who is not great in the pitch. You know, those are the matches that we want to be very active, and as we said, the head coach is going to make the decisions, is going to play until when. And then when you are a player, you see everything from your point of view, and that is really easy. But whenever you have 25, 26 players, when you want to see things from all possible directions, you have to understand everything. But yes, I was a bit nervous. I was sitting down in the bench. If we would have led, you would have not been nervous. Yeah, of course, lots of factors affect this, but there are lots of things. When you're a player, you want to be in the field, you want to be on the pitch, you want to be part of the match. When it comes to myself and Tadic, we have a very good communication. We play a lot together. We can even play with eyes closed. We understand each other, we feel each other. And that's something that we have shown in the years in the past. And of course, when he is in the pitch, he makes things easier for myself, for Vlahovic, for the other co-players. But I would like to say again, we are here to execute the tasks that the head coach will set for us. The team is ahead of any individual, and that's something that will always be the case when it comes to this team, and that's all. And I'm really glad that tomorrow, well, maybe there's going to be some sort of surprise. But I can say that whomever is going to come to the pitch tomorrow is going to give their maximum, that we are all ready and we are all impatiently waiting for this match. This is the match that we're living for in this Euro. And the stadium in Munich, the good opponent, a full stadium. And that's going to be one of the matches as not too many in the career, so whomever is going to come into the field on the pitch will do the maximum and even more than that.
From Gazzetta dello Sport. My question is for Mr. Stojkovic. How did you see Vlahovic in the last game, and what do you expect from him?
Posso dire che Vlahovic ha lavorato bene contro l'Inghilterra. Sono soddisfatto con il suo gioco. What is important for me that Vlahovic is a good player, good striker, and he worked a lot for the team. And I'm very satisfied with his performance. Of course, we are waiting for Mitrovic and Vlahovic to score the goal, because the job for strikers is to put the ball on the net, but sometimes it's not easy. But he did a good job for the team. And I hope also to continue with to support the teammates and to create some chances for him and for Mr. Mitrovic to score a goal. But everything is okay. For me, what is important, la cosa più importante per me è lui sta bene, non c'è male. Questo è più importante per me e per la squadra.
Dobar dan, gospodin Stojkovic, Jan Lukač, Pop TV Slovenija. Posle poraza u prvom
From the TV from Slovenia, after the defeat in the first round, and you're the favorites against Slovenia. No, we're not. We're not favorites. You have started very well. You have won a point. Why would we be favorites? Is that something that makes a burden for you? It's not a burden. It's a very tough game. It's going to be a very tough one. I think that Slovenia is a very good team. Whomever thinks that Slovenia is going to be an easy opponent, they're not right about that. It's a very disciplined team, very motivated. Matej Kek is a very good coach. The players are excellent. That's actually a team that can create issues to any other team. From the other hand, we are looking at it from our point of view, and we want to win against Slovenia. We want that. That is something that is in line with sport and human thinking. And we definitely want to win against you. We need the points. But then if you're going to be the better team and they're going to deserve the victory, we are going to congratulate you for that and move on. But you're going to have issues, definitely. You're going to have it hard as well. There's no dilemma when it comes to that. But we also have to be very smart so that you don't sanction us with long balls and with the best strikers that you have, Sporar and Šeško. So talking about the favorites, would that be a burden or not? They're no favorites against the English. We wanted out there to play a good match. No one thought about the result or anything else. You come out there in the pitch, you get a chance, you have to show what can you do, how much can you do. That's how it's going to be tomorrow as well. And then the Vikings will come from north, the Danes, and we're going to have to fight against them. And we're going to have to try to win. So every single match is going to be a difficult one, and this one tomorrow is going to be a difficult one, I'm sure. But I would not be here if I don't believe in this, because then it would not make sense. I believe in my guys, I believe in our national team, and I believe that we can win tomorrow. And that is not underestimating Slovenia. And I do estimate, I do value, and I do respect what they do and how they play.
Okay, thank you, Coach Stojkovic. Thank you, Aleksandar, and good luck for the match. In about 15 minutes, Serbia training will start.
Thank you.
And tonight, 7 o'clock, we will be back with Slovenia press conference. Thank you.